something bad that happens, the only thing you want to do is go home, and now I don't have no home.
She lost her husband and other relatives. Now a Rockcastle County woman says she doesn't know what she's going to do after losing her home.
Plus, a counterfeit credit card ring. We're speaking to detectives on how these out-of-towners are forging credit cards.
And a big year for home sales in Fayette County. We break down the state of real estate.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. She says she lost everything in the last year. A Southern Kentucky woman lost 3 people close to her, and this morning she also lost her home.
A fire destroyed the house on Burdett Subdivision Road just off of Kentucky 1505 near Broadhead. Phil Pendleton talked to the woman about the devastating loss. It's our top story at 5:30.
There's not much left of what used to be here, what used to be Jacqueline Barnes' home.
On our arrival, it was fully involved.
Not much firefighters could do to save the one thing Barnes was leaning on after losing so much in her life in the last year.
When you have something bad that happens, the only thing you want to do is go home, and now I don't have no home.
Barnes' husband, mother, and son-in-law have all died in the last 12 months.
And then, you're thinking that everything's going to be okay, and you're finally going to come out from underneath the grief, and then you lose everything.
Fire broke out about 9 o'clock. Smoke alerted Barnes and a friend to leave quickly, and firefighters say when they arrived, they knew that it was already too late. It was a total loss. So they focused on saving other neighboring structures and homes.
We had a grass fire when we got here. The fire got in the grass and was moving towards the wood line, the field behind it, and the house next door.
The cause is under investigation. The state fire marshal was expected to arrive, but the assistant chief says nothing suspicious is suspected. Barnes says she doesn't know where she's going to live. She did not have insurance.
I'd rearranged everything. It looks so nice. And I'm so proud of the work that I put in it. Now it's all gone.
Volunteer firefighters from 4 different departments responded. In Rockcastle County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The assistant chief tells us that the age of the home, the fact that it was an older double wide, made it burn more quickly.
We are tracking a counterfeit credit card ring going around Lexington. Police have arrested a number of groups, a total of 10 people in the last week alone. Police tell us that one group of people arrested are from Chicago. The other 2 groups are from Atlanta. All 3 groups of people arrested made their way through central Kentucky carrying a total of 200 counterfeit credit cards. The 10 are accused of taking the fake cards, which are copies of real card numbers, and buying $20,000 in legit gift cards and spending those cards at various stores. And detectives say there are some things you can do to protect yourself.
The best way to protect yourself is monitor your credit card, debit card transactions on your online banking or through your statements. The sooner you notice transactions being made that you did not complete, you can cancel that card and prevent any further transactions being conducted under that card number.
Police served a search warrant where one group stayed. There, police say they found a re-encoder device and 45 counterfeit cards.
A man accused of kidnapping another man at gunpoint answers to the charges. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Franklin County. Court officials tell us 19-year-old Dwayne Wainscott pled not guilty to kidnapping. Police say Wainscott forced his way into the victim's car outside of Frankfort apartment complex earlier this month. They say Wainscott threatened to kill the victim and told him to drive to Lexington, but the car broke down in Versailles and the victim got away. Jail officials say Wainscott was released from jail late this afternoon. In Clay County, a woman facing charges after the death of her disabled husband will wait a little longer to face a judge. Amy Burkhart faces a criminal abuse charge. She was expected to enter a plea this morning, but the case was continued. Her husband, Charles Burkhart Jr., died last week at UK Hospital. Police say he was dehydrated, malnourished, and had bed sores. Investigators say charges against Burkhart could be upgraded to murder. Arraignment was rescheduled for next Monday. And in Laurel County, the search continued today for a man missing for more than 2 years. Clarence Holmes disappeared on Laurel Lake in July of 2012. Police say he was helping other boaters during a storm. There was another sonar search of the lake for him today. Divers have searched dozens of times since he disappeared.
Another mild, beautiful January day, but our luck is about to run out. Temperatures about to start going downhill. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has an early look at that colder forecast.
Yeah, we'll start watching them drop as we head through the next couple of days here. Starting with tomorrow, we'll watch some of those highs get shaved down about 10 degrees or so. You can even see it on this regional temperature map that we're looking at. You see those temperatures just out to our west. That's what's going to be coming our way as we head through the next few days here. I mean, we'll be talking about some pretty cool stuff compared to where we are today. Now, locally, here's where we are. Let's find some of those local temperatures. 52 in Richmond, 52 Danville. How about 53 in Frankfort? All of us still running in the 50s. 58 in London, so they're closer to 60 degrees, which, by the way, is actually where they were maxing out in the low 60s earlier today. Here's the January thaw from today. 62 in Barberville, London, Liberty at 58. Here in Lexington, we got out to 57 degrees at the airport. Carlisle, 54 degrees. There were other spots that were a little bit warmer, but I wanted to show you the coolest warm daytime high that I could find out there today, and that was the folks in Carlisle. They got up to 54 degrees. Still a pretty pleasant one for you. As we head through the rest of the evening, we'll lose that heat as we likely end up back in the 30s by around 11 o'clock. We'll take a closer look and track it hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes.
See you then, Jim. Thank you. A surge in home sales. It has been a slow climb back to normal after the housing bubble burst in the mid-2000s.
Realtors say that the state of real estate is almost back to normal in this state. Mike Linden has a look at the numbers in Kentucky in a story that's new at 5:30.
The year 2014 was a big year for residential real estate sales in Fayette County, with more than 4,500 sales totaling a little more than $900 million. According to officials with the Lexington Bluegrass Association of Realtors, many factors have drove the market back up.
We have a great employee base. Our unemployment is on a downward cycle. I believe it's the lowest since it's been since about 2007. There's just a lot of reasons that people want to live and own homes, own the American dream in Fayette County.
According to LBAR officials, as numbers continue to trend upwards in Fayette County into 2015, not only does it promote more of a seller's environment for homeowners, but it also means that for the first time in years, homeowners are seeing list value, or at least close to it, on their homes. Of the 22 counties that make up the Bluegrass real estate region in Kentucky, residential real estate sales in Fayette County represents about 50% of all reported sales.
If some sellers have been sitting on their house waiting for the prices to come back, it has never been a better time to sell than now.
With the market and economy on the upswing, realtors say 2015 is primed to be a big year.
Last year was better than the year before, and I think that this year is going to be better than 2014.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
And according to LBAR officials, the average price for a home in Fayette County rose to just over $164,000.
After several months of planning, a decades-old two-story house will finally move to its new home in a central Kentucky town. Tonight at midnight, Center College in Danville is moving the home from North 5th Street to Walnut Street. School leaders say the house is being moved because the ground it's on is not ideal. Utility companies, a tree moving service, and highway workers will be part of the relocation. The home will be renovated and then it'll be used for student housing at the college. Crews are getting ready to start construction on the Mountain Parkway. Signs will be put up this week to prepare for next week's start of work on the expansion project. The plan is to widen the highway to 4 lanes and expand it to Prestonsburg. We're told that there will be a reduced speed limit in that construction zone. Once the project is complete, you'll be able to drive on a 4-lane road all the way from Pikeville to Paducah.
Drivers are enjoying some of the lowest gas prices in years, but there's a part of that price you may not pay much attention to. Steve of Winchester has our good question tonight. How come gas stations are the only places that can charge 9/10 of a cent for gas? The mill hasn't been used for a long time. If a gallon of gas costs $1.99 and 9/10 and you pay $2, shouldn't you legally get back a mill and change? Well, Steve, this is the way gas has been priced at the pump since the 1930s. That's when the federal gas tax on gas went from 1 penny to 1.5 cents a gallon. The current tax is 18.4 cents. Using fractions became a common practice. Gas stations are not required to use 9/10 in the price, but think about it. Most people don't give the 9/10 any notice. You're focused on the large dollar number. It's a marketing tool. It gives you the impression you're paying less for the gas. That extra 1/10, though, that you're paying adds up to over $100 million a year for the oil industry. AAA says it's not fair that gas is priced at less than a penny. It's not clear why the government allows this to continue. So, for example, milk is not priced in 9/10. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
President Obama is set to give his State of the Union speech tonight, and the president has a lot to talk about.
And we are starting to see some television ads for candidates in the governor's race. Bill Bryant has a look at those ads in the bottom line.
Good evening. Kentucky Wildcat fans will have to choose between watching the Cats and the State of the Union address tonight. And while that may not be a hard choice for some, they may want to catch up on what's proposed since it could affect all Americans. President Obama expected to call for increasing taxes on the wealthy tonight, making community college free for many students, and expanding paid leave for workers. Those proposals stand little chance right now in the Republican-led House and Senate, but it could be a starting point for discussion on some issues like tax reform. The State of the Union and the Republican response will air tonight at 9 o'clock. By the way, our web poll on WKYT.com this afternoon indicates most plan to catch the Cats. Republican candidate for Governor Hal Heiner is on the air statewide with a new political ad. It casts Heiner, who is a former Louisville councilman and industrial site developer, as a political outsider.
A conservative, a man of faith, and the Frankfurt outsider who has a plan to get Kentucky working again.
Politicians in Frankfurt don't have the slightest clue how to grow jobs.
Heiner's ad goes on to promise lower taxes and his opposition to President Obama's health care reforms. The new ads start just before Agriculture Commissioner James Comer is set to officially file on Thursday. Meanwhile, Comer has announced the endorsement of former U.S. Senator and Major League Baseball pitcher Jim Bunning. A third Republican, former Supreme Court Justice Will T. Scott, is also campaigning for the nomination. Kentucky's filing deadline for statewide offices, by the way, a week from today, so we're carefully watching that. And don't forget, WKYT will broadcast the State of the Union address tonight, 9 p.m., followed by that Republican response. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Two judges in eastern Kentucky have filed to run for an open seat on the Kentucky Supreme Court.
Floyd County native Janet Stumbo, who sits on the Court of Appeals, and Letcher County Circuit Court Judge Sam Wright are running for the position. The winner will take the place of Justice Will T. Scott, who stepped down earlier this month to run for governor. The special election is set to take place during the primary election May 19th.
Tax season is officially underway. For the first time ever, tax returns will include questions about health care coverage. The IRS says the vast majority of Americans will simply need to check a box to verify they have coverage. You could get penalized if you don't have it. Officials also recommend that you file electronically. If you earn less than $60,000 a year, you can use free online software from the IRS to file.